There we go. We're live. What's up, everyone? Welcome in. I know it's been a while. Up here with my guy Matt G. Um, it's pretty unexpected to be up here for this reason. We were just gonna come up and talk about the current state of the Hawks, and then this happens, right? Um, I think it shows the current state of the Hawks. Where we are as a group, where this team is, where the pulse of this team is, and quite frankly, I think that we need to um, look at this in a way that is non-biased, and we need to look at the truth and the facts, the background behind everything. We've got to look at every scenario because it matters in this situation. This is just not a situation where Trae's just being a double, and this is not a situation where Nate's just being a stubborn old coach. There's fault and blame on both ends, but I think we have to realize here, and we'll get more into it as the stream goes on. But listen, there were some things done that I don't think are recoverable. The heated exchange. I don't think you know maybe they can get past it, but some of the things that were said, it's gonna be hard to forget some of those things. And so, it's just something that it's two grown men. It's two grown men, both have children. So, at the end of the day, if you're gonna tell me, Joe Gomez, Era Ice Trae, welcome to the stream, bro. You're gonna tell me that Trae should have listened to Nate. Listen, I understand that. But at the end of the day, like I said, these are two grown men, and Nate. This is something that he. I'll get into later, but first of all, welcome on, Matt G. Give me your thoughts and your reactions to this.
Yeah, so I mean, from what I saw, it was Nate and Trey. From what I saw, is both of them disagreed about something about how Trey was going to go through his injury or whatever. He had like a injured shoulder, I think it was, and it was something about during shooting round. Like Trey didn't want to come during shooting round. He wanted to just see how he feels and then make a decision at game time. And then Nate said either you can come to the game, play off the bench, or don't show up to the arena. And so Trae, out of spite, just decided he's not going to come. And I think that's probably the problem on both sides. He's got to be more mature, but at the same end, Nate could be a little bit more mature as well. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it.
Yeah. Here's the whole thing. This has nothing to do with, you know, in my opinion, it has very little to do with uh Trae submitting to. I mean, this has not. I mean, uh, listen. I'll say this: Nate McMillian is, I've heard, a decent human. When you're going through a heated exchange, you're not going to yell nice things. And from my understanding, they did go through multiple heated exchanges. But also, okay, first of all, if you're Nate, people say you take a Trae side. Why are you trying to tell Trae to participate and shoot around when he's telling you he needs to get treatment for his shoulder? That's my question. Okay. Like whether it was actually hurting or not, that's not for you to decide. Okay. You can make that internal judgment, and that can affect on how you practice him or how you play him. Okay. Uh, maybe you show some type of punishment elsewhere. You talk to Travis about it, and you say, Travis, I don't believe Trae is really. I don't believe that shoulder's actually bothering him. He was doing other stuff that showed otherwise. He's just wanting to sit out. So you tell him, okay, why? What? Okay, you're not gonna do shoot around, right? All right. Either you're coming off the bench tonight, or you're going home. Now, here's what I think. Here's where I move from the side of Trae. Trae should have not have gone home. I think that was very ego. I think that was his ego.
I will say I don't think he should have, but I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all.
Matt G, you play. So if you're the best player on the team, right? You know your coach is like Nate, and he tells you after you're doing what you're doing with your shoulder, and he tells you, well, you're coming off the bench or don't show up to the gym, you're not gonna show up to the gym.
No. I mean,
Yeah.
you could even tell he was still watching the game, He was
I was
tweeting
watching
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But also something interesting I saw was I saw like from a source or some Twitter account on the day on I think it was Friday when it happened, I believe Friday or Saturday. But whenever it happened, the report came out that a player had argued with Nate during shoot around, and that it happened during shoot around. But then the Shams report said it happened before shoot around. So I thought that was interesting. I'm not sure which one to believe, because if it happened during shoot around, Nate would be lying about that, I guess. But
which, by the way, I hear people say all the time, Travis is a liar. Nate's a liar. He said it was a miscommunication.
I mean,
you lied.
He did, but he had to say that because he couldn't.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing, right? When I say Travis had to say certain things, I mean, no, he's a liar. So no, Nate is a liar. He's been lying ever since he said he went up to Oklahoma. He lied. He lied. He's been lying, talking about he's gonna put more creative sets in. He lied, talking about he's gonna go meet with Alvin Gentry and these guys to get just to we're gonna have more ball movement. He lied. So he's a liar. Moving on to a different part of this, right? I disagree. Trae, your ego is a problem in this because you don't send that message to your team. Now, obviously, it's one instance versus hundreds of others where Trae is hurt. And see, here's the thing. Here's how I know it was he didn't show up solely because of Nate. And this is where you have to be better as a person. How I know he didn't show up solely because of Nate, it wasn't the injury. He's been injured multiple times on the sideline. You saw him, you see him supporting his teammates on the sideline, get on the floor and stuff. You see him there. And so this happens, and Nate tells him, well, you gotta go home or you're coming off the bench. And it's like, first of all, Nate, and I guess here's where the miscommunication is. Well, you can say, oh, well, Nate is his authority. But in a basketball way, first of all, why are we even at the ultimatum stage where you're telling me I got to do this or that? This is not
It's not sixth grade basketball. It's not middle school basketball.
Exactly. This is not, well, either you do your homework or you're not gonna play. Like this is not like come on now. Like, this is not no. So, but I disagree. Trae shouldn't have went home. But you see, Trae's watching the game. He's engaged. That tells you he's connected with the team. He's just not connected with the coach. So I see some people saying he's disconnected with the team and the franchise. You're wrong when you say that, because if he was, he wouldn't have watched any of the games. He would have been. He would have just been. Yeah, exactly. He would have just been like sitting at home with his baby, with his dog and his wife. Just chillaxing, and he could have been like, all right, well, I'll play next game. And so now, okay, Trae doesn't show up. You get into this heated exchange, and now all this. But which, by the way, I don't know who leaked this to Shams. I don't know how Shams got this, but
It was probably either Nate or a player that doesn't really like Trae, John Collins maybe.
I don't think John hates.
I don't think he hates him, but he doesn't. I don't know.
I'll
I
say
think
this. I think John did some complaining to Nate as well.
yeah.
I really do. I don't feel like John is happy with his role. I feel like he's disappointed with the way he's been used. And listen, I'll say this, right? Ultimately, I think in this situation, right? I'm gonna read the tweet for you. Tensions rise between Hawk star Trae Young and coach Nate McMillian in Atlanta, sources. At a 13-10 start to the Atlanta Hawks season has not come without drama. As league sources say, the team is managing simmering issues, between its head coach and star player. Those issues accumulated until I'm trying to skip through this to see what all of this is relevant, right? All right, here we go. While Young was receiving treatment on his right shoulder, sources say McMillian asked him whether he would participate in shoot around, receive treatment during walkthrough, and play in the game against the Nuggets. He asked him. But Young made it clear he wanted to focus solely on his treatment while missing shoot around and deciding later in the day whether he would play. Nate, what changed between now and the Eastern Conference Finals? Go back and watch Nate's introductory press conference, right? And Nate was like, well, people thought we were lying about Trae's ankle. Well, this is what he said, word for word. He was like, basically, Trae went up the game time decision, seeing if you could go or not on the back court. And and he tells me he goes up the game time, which game time is 30 minutes before the game, and he tells me he can't go, he can't shift, he can't get down the lane. This is Nate, what Nate's saying. And he's like, he runs downstairs, Lou, you started, man. So what changed? Why are you not wanting Trae to go down to game time decision? Let's keep going to game time. And that approach, however, was not McMillian approved. So now Nate does not approve. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Since the face of the Hawks franchise was deciding not to take part in shoot around, McMillian ultimately presented him with two options for that night's game. Sources said, play off the bench or do not show up to the arena. First of all, Nate. First of all. It's not it. Listen.
That's disrespectful.
Listen. You don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. If this is Travis talking, then I understand. Travis is the president. This is Travis talking. I understand. But you don't get to do that, Nate. You don't get to do that. All right, let's keep going. Young responded by saying he would not be playing against the Nuggets, and the team ruled him out while citing right shoulder soreness. Nate McMillian told reporters on Sunday that Nate did not play on Friday night due to a miscommunication. Lie. So for all those saying, Nate's not a liar, Travis lied. Nate lied. He lied. It was not a miscommunication. It was intentionally done. You didn't like him saying he was going to go to game time decision. That's what happened. So I'm reading the article. I'm not skipping over stuff. I'm reading the article. You didn't like him saying, I'm going to go with the game time decision and get my treatment for my shoulder. Well, you see, this is, again, that old school. You want to answer right then and there. You want everything planned out. Sometimes life is not like that, Nate. All right. Let's keep going. Miscommunication. Lie. Young practiced fully on Sunday and will return on Monday against Oklahoma City. We'll see how that goes. There is no disciplinary action given by the team to Young in the aftermath of the situation, sources said. For the Hawks, this issue is micro is micro showing is using big words. But no, anyways, no, I'm just playing. But basically, this situation is ongoing, right? And tensions exist between Young and McMillian and the locker room. The Hawks have held multiple team. This is ridiculous right here. It says the Hawks have held multiple team meetings early this season to resolve various conflicts. Sources with knowledge of the situation said.
That's not surprising to me.
That it's not. From me and you've had conversations, and listen, Trae doesn't like Nate. Trae does not like Nate, and let's not be dismayed here. If you all think this is just solely about a shoulder, you're sadly mistaken. Trae does not like Nate as a coach. Okay, I'm sure he's complaining about offensive sets, same way John and Dre Hunter was. Let's not forget those two. People just targeted on Trae. John Collins, okay, he went to Travis and told Travis under Nate, said, I don't like my role. I'm not getting enough touches. The ball's not moving. He didn't say a Pacific player wasn't moving. He said the ball's not moving. He said, I don't like my role. Travis said, okay, well, we'll see what we can do. Dre Hunter goes in the locker room after a game and says, Nate, he says, my shots are like my shots are out of rhythm. They're just random. And Nate was just like, we just need to plan action. No, what is action? Because I'm gonna tell you, what is action? Be like, I'm not gonna. Anyways, that's almost the end of the article. But go ahead.
Yeah, this definitely isn't a thing where it's just an argument about shoulder injury or whatever. I don't think Nate likes Trae either. I think this is a thing that they've been butting heads for a while, and it finally just came to the point where both of them were done with it. And I don't know. At this point, you have to make a decision. I don't think this is a thing that. I mean, maybe they can. We don't know the whole story, but I don't think this is a thing that they can come back from and just forget it ever happened. We've seen it, with like Katie and Draymond in the past years. Obviously, those are players, but yeah, I think you have to make a decision and between the two, and I think it's pretty obvious you have to pick Trae there. I mean, some people would argue you don't pick Trae. Some of the other fans over some places, but I think you got to go with Trae. You got to get rid of Nate as soon as possible.
I agree. It's just disappointing to see this. Now, Nate gets fired tomorrow. I'm just throwing hypotheticals out there. Obviously, I don't think that's going to happen. But let's just say Nate gets fired tomorrow. Trae Young gets now the title of Coach Killer. 3 coaches in 3 years. That's 3 coaches in 3 seasons.
And it'll probably be 4 coaches because there's not really a guy out there now that I see as long term.
Unless you're going to bring in Ime Udoka.
Yeah.
I like Quentin Snyder. The thing is whatever happened, it shouldn't have gotten this far. And the 58-year-old man named Nate McMillian, if this is a personal thing, you got to be the bigger person, right? You're 34 years older. You're the amount of years you're older than this kid is 10 years past his age. If this is something personal, you ought to put it in by now. This should be over. Here's the thing, right? Nate and Trae, it's clear it's not going to work. Where do we go? I don't know if they can put it beside themselves. I don't know.
I think they
I
can
hope they
do
can.
it for a year,
I
but
hope they can.
not for the future, not for
Yeah.
the long term.
Which basketball wise, Travis and these guys are already ready to move on from a guy like Nate. You know, they're not. They don't
What
agree with
I had
him
a question.
basketball wise. Go ahead.
I saw a report something about people in the Hawks ownership or whatever. I don't know, remember the exact term, but they were saying that they don't think Trae is the right leader, or it was something in that terms. And I was wondering what you thought about that. See if I can find the report.
It was well, okay. Here's the thing, right? Is Trae a leader? No. Okay. No, he's not. Does your star player have to be your leader? No. No, he does not. By the way, welcome to Shin Beasley. These people in the media talk about get about Trae getting Trae. Listen. Those people listen. And here's what often happens. You get heat for not putting pressure on your star player. So any chance you get, you're gonna drill them. That's like, listen. Oh, people act like Nate is just innocent in this. People act like Nate is just this proven coach that can just come out and he's being treated with some type of disrespect from his reputation. Like I said, person to person, that should have already been squashed. Okay, basketball wise, they disagree. It's clear. And if you're gonna say, well, Trae never won a championship, what has Nate won? Nate has never won anything as a player and a coach. So it's like, Beasley says if Trae asks for a trade, he will seriously hate him forever, and I stand on that.
I don't think Trae would ask for a trade.
I don't think so.
Unless
I think Trae has the faith that Travis already wants to move on, but will definitely move on now at the end of the season because of this.
if this goes on for 2 years, then I see it. Not this year though.
Yeah, but listen, Nate can't even save himself for staying by his performance. like, let's be real here. People want to talk about the roster and stuff. Let's be real. Whether it's the roster, whether it's Nate, whether it's Jamil McMillian, whether it's Joe Prunty, I don't really care. With Nate McMillian as our coach, we're not leaving the first round. So it's not like his results can override his disagreements with Trae. If Nate was taking us to the Eastern Conference Finals, and if we were in that Boston, if we were in that Boston tier, if we were in that Milwaukee tier, then it'd be totally different. If Ime or Budenholzer was still our coach, then we'll just have to say, hey, Trae, listen, figure it out because we're not letting this coach go. But it's like if Nate is expendable, obviously Trae is the last person to leave. But at the end of the day, it's not like Nate has a fighting chance with his performance on the court. By the way, welcome to the stream, Tangu. It's good to see you. So that's that. Now, listen. For those of you all talking about, and listen, I think this is key to address, like I said, this, in my opinion, has very little to do about authority and has a lot more to do about Trae does not respect or listen to Nate as a coach and a person, because two grown adults should be able to settle a heated exchange without one having to go to the one other's boss. Okay, so, and people say, well, Nate should have. Trae should have tried to go and talk to Nate before he went to Travis and Landry. Well, from the sounds of it, I'm just going to say this. I'm not going to say that he did, or I'm not going to say he didn't. I'm going to say, what if he did? and Nate wasn't wanting to listen. That's what I'm gonna say. And if that's the case, then you go to Travis, you go to Landry. But this is not some police department. This is not some I mean, there you don't. I mean, they're in the military. Obviously, you don't jump chain of command there. Fire department, any of that stuff. Even regular, pretty serious job. You usually don't jump the chain of command there. But in this case, it's like Travis has the power to get rid of you both. Like, let's be real here. Travis is the president of basketball operations. Okay, like Travis can trade Trae. Like, let's be real. He's obviously not going to do that. He's a franchise player. He can trade Trae. He can get on the phone right now and find a trade for Trae. He can fire Nate too. That's both of their boss. Okay, so is it really jumping the chain of command by going to a person? Now, again, for someone who has more experience than me, they would say you don't understand. Well, I think I understand, but I don't think this is a situation, right? I don't think this is that type of situation. Always on point. Welcome to the stream, brother. Uh, um, he says if you try talking to your head coach and it doesn't work, what are you supposed to do? Exactly. If Trae tried talking to Nate, this is ridiculous to me. This is the same thing that happened to John Collins. John tried to go to Nate. Nate said, "Get in the action. We're running action. And you're not in the action." And what did John do? He went to Travis. Travis said, "Listen, listen. Like, don't be dismayed. Travis is not bought in with Nate. He is not. You can hear it in the way that they speak. They are not all bought in. Always on point. If you want to hop in, I'll drop the link. But listen, I'm not defending Trae 100% because
I'm defending him 99%.
Right, because I still feel like he poured his own fuel onto that fire by not showing up last night. Okay. I feel like if he showed up last night, this would really not even be something talked about.
But so what I would say to that is you're right there, but at the same time, it needs to be. I think that's what he was trying to do. He's trying to get it talked about because, that's what we've been doing this whole season. The casual fan doesn't notice anything about it, how Nate is this or that. But if we get it out in public, that puts pressure on the organization to make a move. Because I know Trae has talked to Nate. I know he's talked to Travis. What is his next move? He has nothing else to do. I think that's one of the reasons he did it.
Good point. I think that's a good point. Always on point says, and out right now, so I can't jump on the stream, but I'm here in the comments. Okay, sounds good. Listen, I'm defending Trae because number one, I don't know. Listen, there's multiple little arguments here. Why is Trae Young not respecting authority? Which, if you want to call a head coach authority, that's fine, right? I still think it's two grown men. I think that's where the foundation of the problem started. Two grown men can't get along. Okay, and if two grown men can't get along, two grown men need to settle it out. And if I'm Nate and I'm 58 years old, I've got to be the bigger person and say, all right, Trae, listen, Trae. I know you're young. You're established in your life at 24 years old. You got a kid, you got a wife, you got cars, you got multiple houses, you got $200 million contract. I understand you don't need me. But let me also let you know I really don't need you. But now I think different. I think without Trae, I don't think Nate stays the coach in Atlanta. But because we knew at one point they had a good relationship off the court
when they were winning.
When they're winning. So I feel like this, right? I feel like Trae again should have been there last night or the night before. I feel like if that happens, now I see what you're saying. What you're saying is a good point, as in it draws attention, puts pressure. I just feel like it doesn't make Trae look any better if he's not there. Because it feels like it looks like he just put himself first and put winning and all that other
Yeah,
stuff
I,
second, the team second.
I see that point, but at the same time, the people that like he doesn't care what the outsiders think. All that matters is what the team thinks, and I think the team. I think yes, 95% of the players, and they'd be on his side in that situation, and I think that's all that matters, and that's in that scenario. Obviously you're gonna have people hating, but I don't think he cares at that point. He's just trying to do what's best for the team, which obviously, I mean, it would have looked better, and if he would have showed up, but he had to make, maybe it was petty or whatever, but he had to do something. He had to make the decision, and he made the decision.
And listen, I agree. What I'm stuck on is why Nate is giving ultimatums because Trae wants to get treatment for his shoulder. That's what I can't figure out. Why are you telling him? Let me go back and read it. This is Shams, by the way. So this is Shams. What I can't understand though, it says while Young was receiving treatment on his right shoulder, sources say McMillian asked him whether he would participate in shoot around, receive treatment during walkthrough, and play in the game against the Nuggets. In my opinion, that question means I can say yes or no without consequence. I can either answer your question and say, yes, I'm going to receive this treatment real quick and I'm coming to shoot around. I will participate. Or I can say, no, I'm going to receive this treatment, get my shoulder right. I'm going to go up the game time. Nate says, McMillian, it says, that approach, however, was not McMillian approved. Get out of here, Nate. Since the face of the franchise was deciding not to participate, was deciding not to take part in shoot around, McMillian ultimately presented him with two options for that night's game. Sources said play off the bench or do not show up to the arena at all. I'm curious what Nate would have done if he would have shown up to the arena and not play. I'm just curious. Like, was Nate gonna box him? You're on mute, by the way.
Oh, my bad. He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't have done anything. He's all talk.
Yeah. Prod van. Celtics win the trophy. When you say something that has relevancy, then come back. Thank you. Always on point says Prod Van, your star player dressed like Kobe in the finals and got outplayed by Andrew Wiggins. That's true. Nate has a lot of respect in the league, so a lot of people 50-50 on this. Listen, I'm not saying Nate. Listen, it's just questionable to me because that article. Now, obviously, that article obviously couldn't be given all the details, but why it makes it look bad. It makes it look bad when you sit here and say and ask. It says McMillian asked him whether he would participate in shoot around. All right, so Matt, like I said, you play. I'm asking you if you're going to participate in shoot around today, right? Okay. Past game, you hurt your right shoulder. You're getting treatment on it. And I walk up to you and I say, Matt, are you going to participate in shoot around today? And this is what you say. You made it clear to me you wanted to focus solely on your treatment while missing shoot around and deciding later in the day whether you would play. And I tell you, either come off the bench or don't show up to that gym at all.
I'm not showing up.
Okay.
Especially if I could see it if you're a role player, but
if you're a role player,
then you don't have any say. But you're the star player. You're $200 million player. Yeah. I don't see it.
Broadband, y'all made the finals once. And we're about to take your coach, by the way. Dude been sleeping with everyone. He's coming right to Atlanta. Anyway.
I was gonna say, always on point said, why hasn't any player been reported to have issues with Trae? Because I don't think any players have issues with Trae. But you see it with Nate.
Exactly. And here's the thing. And I'll take whatever backlash. Well, you just trying to cover for your boy Trae. Listen, bruh. Listen. I don't think we understand. Like, did we read the same article? This is Shams typing. Did we read the same article? He said while Young was so Matt, you're actively receiving treatment on your arm right now as I'm talking to you. And I asked you, are you going to participate in shoot around? And I gave you an answer. I'm going to spend my time focusing on my arm recovery. But you know what that sounds like to me? The fact it wasn't a yes or no answer, and it was one of those type of comments, tell me that maybe they were arguing before that.
100%.
Maybe they were arguing before that. Let's see. Kai 231 says
it's in it. It's a small sample size. That's literally, it's 2 games.
We don't need Trae.
That's
the
crazy.
Small sample size of the team without Trae has been very, very you meant good.
It has been good. But it's 2 games. For picks and a young big.
So you're all right, Kai. Give me one answer here. Why are we talking about contention right now? Who is the reason we're talking about contention? You said trade for picks and a young big. Unless you're talking about
Giannis.
I will take Giannis and picks. I will take Giannis. I will take
Jokic. I wouldn't even take Jokic, to be honest.
I would take Giannis 5 to 6 unprotected first. Some pick swaps. Give me Coach Bud. Then we could talk. Other than that, I don't think there's anything I want for Trae. Let's be real here. Let's be real here. No one wants old Steph Curry. No one, listen, I wouldn't even take Luka. Y'all be complaining the same thing with Luka. Well, Luka, he just, we make the same mistakes.
He doesn't pass.
Luka doesn't pass the ball. Luka turned the ball over. And guess what? Luka got Rick Carlisle out of there. So, what are we talking about here? Luka got the GM.
I love Luka, but we'd have the same issues.
We'd have the same issues. Ja Morant. Is Ja Morant really better than Trae?
I don't think so. As far as Ja, sure, he's going to make more highlights. He's a better dunker.
Yeah.
But what else does he do better?
Not a winner.
He doesn't shoot. He doesn't pass better.
So that's what that's what other people say. So Ja Morant highlights, dude, not a winner. Tell me who else we're gonna get. Okay.
I saw one where we wanted
Middleton. No. Yeah. Yeah, this is so true. Luka's a crybaby.
Luka's great. He's a great player, but
he's great, but
I'd say he's better at carrying a team to mediocrity than being like a 7. He's better at carrying to a 7 seed than pretty much anyone in the league, but I don't think he works well with better players like Trae does.
I got you.
Better leader, Ja. There's an argument there.
There's an argument.
I would say so, but
So here's the thing. I don't need my star player to be a leader.
I would also say Ja's a better leader because of the situation he's in. He has a good coach. He has
Brilliant coach.
He has a team that's built around him perfectly. An elite shooting guard that can shoot the ball.
That was developed. That was picked 20th in the draft.
Yeah.
So it's like
he's in a perfect position.
Yeah. Look at the Bucks. Is Giannis a leader? I mean, yeah, there was
I would
video.
Say so.
Listen, I love Giannis. I wouldn't say he's the leader. I wouldn't say he's the leader in that.
You don't think he's the leader of his team? Who do you think would be? Holiday?
He shows the will to compete every night and do whatever it takes to win. I mean, he was just showing knocking down ladders on folks and trying to shoot free throws. I mean, listen, I commend him for shooting the free throws, though. I don't think Giannis is that type of person. I'm just saying.
Well, even looking at last year, like Tatum's not the leader of the Celtics.
Exactly.
It's Marcus Smart.
Who leads the Warriors?
I would say Steph, but it's more of a system around Steph.
Well, ever since that Jordan Poole thing happened, I don't know about Draymond anymore, but it was Draymond Green. In my opinion.
That's fair.
It was Draymond Green.
That's fair.
Let's see. Who else? Let's see. LeBron, by the way,
he's the leader, but he's not really a leader.
Yeah, exactly. Why does Trae need to be the heartbeat? Exactly. Like, why can't Murray be the leader? And Murray is a leader.
Yeah, Murray's the leader for sure.
Most star players, if not all, have won championships. Trae's 24.
Yeah. Even look at Steph. Like, Steph didn't win a championship, till he was 26?
Exactly.
I think
I just want us to be fair here, guys. Like let's just be fair here. I'm not saying that Trae is just this untouchable person that never does anything wrong. I'm just let's be real here. Trae is the franchise player. If he's not the leader and you're not going to develop him into a leader, then go out and get a leader. Now, I'm a Travis guy. I think
DeJounte is that guy.
I think he can be. I think he can.
And I also think Trae can develop into a leader. He needs someone, who knows, maybe I thought Rondo would be this guy for him when we signed him, but he could become a leader, but he doesn't necessarily have to become a leader. So that's what I think.
Exactly. Now, I think Travis, he addressed this a couple years ago. He went out and got Rondo. No one gives him credit for it. I see the main haters. They don't give him credit for it. He went out and got Rondo. He went out and got Solo. Tony Snell. Okay, Gallo was a leader.
Even Gallinari.
Gallo was a leader. He got multiple leaders, and we made it to Eastern Conference Finals. So I did now.
That's really what our team is missing.
Yeah. Now, why is it now? We can make arguments on why we don't have one on the team now. I can, listen. I'm a Travis guy. I can give Travis some heat for that. For not. I mean, even I think Murray can be it, but more that veteran type guy. Murray had Kawhi, Aldridge, DeRozan. These are proven guys that taught him how to battle and lead. Trae and learn from. Basically, I know what you're saying. Always on point. I agree. Murray comes from a Popovich championship organization. No nonsense. Okay, and I know that. Listen, people need to stop acting like Travis, and I'm bringing him up for a reason. People need to stop acting like Travis is a bum that came off the street that they just said Peter Hawk's general manager. This man came. First of all, let's start from the beginning of his career. When he was an assistant coach under two all-time great coaches. I can't remember the other guy's name, but Pat Riley was one. Pat Riley was one. In Miami, he was an assistant coach under Pat Riley. He worked in film. He was an assistant coach. He worked in player development. He went to the Warriors. He was an assistant GM in the Warriors, worked his way up. He took a front office role. And so they gave him the front office role. Did you know that he was the one that drafted Draymond Green? Jalen Johnson looked an awful lot like a more skilled and talented Draymond Green than me, handling that ball, orchestrating that offense. So don't tell me that our general manager doesn't know what he's doing. He has rings.
Which draft was Travis's first draft? I don't remember. Was it the
Woo,
for the Hawks?
John Collins.
So so that was the 16-17. Next year he drafts Trae, Herter. I remember Omari Spellman. I don't know if you remember him, but
I think that was a
that was
pick.
Yeah, I think it was a second round pick, but that was supposed to be, Trae was supposed to be Steph, Herter was supposed to be Clay, Spellman was supposed to be Dre. I remember those times, but two of them worked out. But yeah, I mean, he's been if you look at his what has it been, 6 drafts, 5 drafts?
He's hit.
They've been really great.
Yeah.
Some of them haven't developed yet, but now even look at AJ. AJ at 16 was a complete steal. He's looking like a top 5 rookie.
Exactly. But guess what? When we picked him, I said Travis got a steal. Other people said this dude has injury history. So listen, like when Travis identifies talent and he has his vision, he can only do so much. He can't coach. He can't get out there and coach. Now, I disagree with him hiring Nate. I disagree with him hiring Lloyd Pierce. I think he's hit on everything except for the coaching. I think this time around, I think he should have some assistance with the coaching to get his type of guy to blend well. Kai says AJ is Clay, not Herter. I mean, I think you could. I think you could say that. I think AJ is showing a lot more upside.
Yeah, I think he has a lot more upside than Herter did.
Yeah.
But I think AJ could be. I know it's a big thing saying he could be better than Clay, but I think he can score better than Clay because of his handle, and he can shoot. I don't know if I can say he's better than Clay at shooting, but he's got the potential.
Yeah. And Kai, hopefully hopefully you got off your Trae vibes. That was I mean, listen. I think we say this every year. We said it last year against Memphis. Well, we can just go without Trae. Listen, you get the playoffs. Unless you want to be San Antonio all over again, having Murray lead the ship. So
Yeah,
anyway.
Always on point. If you put that up, yeah, that's why I almost think the Eastern Conference Finals run screwed us up a little bit, because that gave Nate. That's the only reason Nate is still here, is because of that lucky run, which was a fluke. It was a fluke. We can say that now, I feel like.
Yeah. I feel like, yes, that is the main reason Nate is still here. Travis was handcuffed. He was handcuffed. Wrestler, like, how do you not know that Wrestler wasn't like, I hope you're not trying to hire it. I hope you're not trying to interview anybody else. Nate's our guy. Nate just took these conference finals. He made me all this money. Nate is our guy. You need to hire Nate. And Travis was like, I really can't argue with him. So, I mean, took us these conference finals. Nate, you got the job. So that's my whole thing.
Yeah, that's why he's going to get this year, because he made the Eastern Conference Finals. Next year, we can say we were injured. That's why we didn't make it. We needed another playmaker. We got that. This year is going to show what the real weakness is, and then hopefully, front office makes a decision from there to realize, all right, what's the next move? and it should be new coach. Hopefully, that's the move they make.
Yeah, I think it will be whether it's during the season or after the season, that's to be determined. I think it's gonna happen. Nate, but see, it's no devastating thing when Nate gets fired. I mean, listen, you're a millionaire. You've got money
He'll
coming
get a
in.
job somewhere else. He'll get an assistant job somewhere.
Some idiot will hire him as the head coach. Some idiot will hire him as head coach and say, "I just can't believe Nate was out there on the market. How dare these people fire Nate?" And guess what?
They'll get a year of him doing well, then it will come. I mean, I remember Pacers fans saying, when we made that Eastern Conference Finals run, they're like, just wait. And at that time, I was like, no, Nate, maybe he's different, maybe he's not. It came back to the same thing.
I was a huge Nate supporter. I was like, Nate can take us to the finals, and we're gonna win a championship. Nate Coach of the Year. I was like, and
I was too, but it was the only reason that Nate was so good that year was because of how bad Lloyd was. Yeah. And it was because the players needed a new voice, and they got Nate, who was a new voice, who was a better coach, and they started believing, and that was the only reason. Then eventually his voice got old. His cool, calm, and collected got a little bit old for the players.
Yep. And it's just one of those things where listen, I think we all drunk the Nate Kool-Aid. It was one of those things where we were all like, Team Nate, give Nate the contract, and he got the listen. I listen to Philly Take RB all the time. Talk about Doc Rivers. He talks about, I wish we listened to Clippers fans warn us about Doc. And we were like, no, we got a good one in Doc. Doc's a champion. He's going to take the Philadelphia 76ers to the I wish we had listened to Indiana fans about Nate. This is like, listen, he'll go somewhere else.
And we're going to warn that team.
Yeah, we're gonna warn that team's franchise. He's gonna go to a team like he's gonna go to some broken franchise. He's gonna go to some broken franchise where all they need is a little push. Like, he's gonna go to a team like Detroit, and he's gonna take over for Detroit, and he's gonna take Detroit probably to like the second round of the playoffs. And they're like, Nate changed. He this, y'all in Atlanta, y'all didn't have no real talent. Y'all didn't, but they didn't have a Cade and a Jaden Ivey. They didn't have this, they didn't have that. Next year, man, we were a first round exit. That's all right. We had the roster.
We had injuries, we just needed one little thing. Yeah.
Next year, first round exit. Other year after that, first round exit. You're like, man, we're 40-win teams, first round exit. It's like, come on. And then it's like, they were right about Nate. Analysts, we gave it a chance, and we genuinely thought he could turn the corner. I don't think we did nothing seriously wrong.
Kai.
Oh, boy. Nate isn't the problem. He told John Collins to keep shooting threes, right? He told him that. Kai, join the show. I'm dropping the link in the chat. Kai, you got to join. You got to hop on here and explain your stuff. You're talking about Trae Young. You're talking about how Nate not the problem. Boy, oh boy.
I mean, I will agree.
41 teams with a luxury price payroll. Like, come on now. Thank you. Thank you always on play. Like, thank you. No wonder Travis didn't want to go into the tax with Nate as the coach. No wonder.
And Kevin Huerter would not make a difference for this team at all now.
He would not. He wouldn't. And I love Kevin.
I'm actually glad we traded him, because he gets his chance over there to actually show what he can do.
Yep. He can thrive in a different. Hey, people don't like the word, but it's the truth. He can thrive in a different system He
A
has
real system.
a real system with ball movement, a system where he gets not like he's like, well, I don't. In Atlanta, he was like, I don't know what I'm gonna. I don't know when I'm gonna get the ball. It's ball movement in Sacramento. You got cuts, you got screens, and right now, listen, they're playing better basketball than us. They're playing better basketball than us. Mind you, we got a first rounder. Thank you.
He's
And
talking about the Herder trade.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he had double trade value at the time. I agree. Listen, a first rounder, we got a first round pick that's lightly protected. I think it can convey next year. I think we can have. I think that's a trade piece. I think we can use that at the deadline to go out and get better. Will we get better? I think we do. So I think that's that first round pick is a good trade piece. I was a point on it. He says he is the reason why I believe JC even today. Can you at least get 2 picks? Probably protected. If I'm trading JC, I want 3. I want 3 number ones. The protections, that's fine, but I want 3 number ones because what you don't want to do is trade JC for expirings and like 1 mediocre player, and then you look back 2 years down the road and you look back and say, what do we have to show from a JC trade?
I
And
guarantee you, if we trade JC,
I
he's
think
gonna
it's
go.
coming.
He's gonna go drop 20 and 10,
Yeah,
and we're
yeah.
gonna be looking like all the people that wanted to trade him are gonna be like, oh, why did we trade him?
Yep. And they're
So
gonna blame
that's why I
Travis.
don't. Yeah, and then they're gonna blame Travis. But that's why I don't want to trade him, because I want to
Yeah.
see what he can look like with a new coach, with a system.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you got to do what you got to do, I guess. If you can get 3 picks, I would be down for it. I don't know if he's necessarily worth it. I could see a team like Detroit maybe throwing something like that, but not sure exactly. I don't know
I
about
mean,
this.
hey, I love talking trade. We can talk about trade packages from Detroit. There are deals I would do with Detroit. They have a lot of pieces that I like.
I have a question about what you think
Yeah,
about trading Hunter, because at this
it's
point,
interesting.
I'm open to trading him because what I've seen from AJ Griffin. I think he needs to start at the 3 the rest of the year, just because of how he spaces the floor, how the offense looks with him compared to Hunter. Hunter's a great player and all, but he's not the same shooter AJ is. He doesn't have the same scoring ability. Maybe I'm a little early on that, but I would be looking at trading Hunter. I know we just gave him the deal or whatever, but I was wondering what you think about that.
I used to be a big Hunter hater. My big thing was he could never stay healthy. Him and Cam. I wanted them both gone. I've grown to like Hunter. Here's the thing. Hunter cannot just be traded.
To trade him.
Yeah, he's not going to be a Kevin Herter trade where you just or a Cam Reddish trade where you just get back a first round pick. He's going to have to be packaged in a deal to get back a high caliber player. So if we're talking to Brooklyn, Hunter and JC and whatever else for KD, then we can get involved here. I'm talking that caliber of a player. So there's a lot of teams I'm sure interested in Hunter. I'm open to it. I'm open to trading Hunter if it's a package to get back something significant.
What
Package.
about something like, I don't know if the Suns would accept something like this, but what about something like Hunter, Clint, Hunter Clint, maybe a pick or something, and look to Toronto, maybe go get, I don't know what they have exactly, OG maybe, or something like that, where you're not getting a superstar necessarily, but you're getting solid, role players. Are you stuck on Hunter and Collins package? Get a guy like Kevin Durant. Obviously, you'd have to add a lot more, but
I want a package like that, but you brought up Phoenix. I mean, a deal I thought
Aiton.
of right away. I mean, now this would be such a turnover type move where you're turning over a lot of roster, but I would trade Capella Collins, and Dre Hunter, to Phoenix if I could get back Aiton and Mikal Bridges. The money matches.
I don't think Phoenix does that. But
So in reality, Clint replaces Aiton, Hunter replaces Bridges, and
you
Collins
get John.
slides in at the 4.
I think they really value Bridges, but
Yeah, they
I
do.
really like that trade for Atlanta because you can that helps defensively. Mikel's a great shooter as well. I like that trade a lot. I was thinking, what about something about like Aiton and Crowder? What kind of package would you put together for that, or would you not be interested?
I would trade Collins and Capella for Aiden and Crowder.
And then keep Hunter.
I think you bite the bullet. But you get a more of a role type player at the 4 with Jay Crowder, who can shoot, good defender, that veteran that you're looking for, and then you upgrade at center with Aiden. I think now Phoenix is now I don't know. I would do that. I would trade Collins and Capella for Aiden and Crowder. If I had to attach it first, I would attach it first. I think that makes us better. I think we get tougher. We get a leader. We get a gritter. We get a shooter. Just a different type of player. A player that plays a role at the 4. And then we get a guy in Aiden who a huge upgrade by a country mile over Clint Capella.
I like that. I just we got to find a way to play AJ a lot.
Yeah.
And I think in the future, he needs to be him, DeJounte, Trae are the future. I don't know if that's an overreaction, but I just really like what he brings to the table next to the rest of the guys.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, 1 second. There we go. Matt, you there?
Me? Yeah. I'm there.
All right, there you go. All right. So, here's the thing. Oh, someone. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So, here's the thing about that. I love AJ. But what I don't want to see is in a way us keep taking steps back to take steps forward. I don't mind doing it 1 or 2 times, but moving Trae Hunter solely to move AJ, because then I've seen people say move JC for JJ to move in. I love JJ too. I think you saw his potential on Friday. You see AJ. You see how amazing this kid is. You know, it would have to be a massive return for DeAndre Hunter. It would have to be a massive return. It's not no way it'd be able to be something small. It would have to be a massive return. Again, Beasley, I mean, he's from here. He's from Georgia. You know, he will want to be here. Now, if a team comes to the table and says, we'll give you 4 picks for DeAndre Hunter, which I doubt. But if we're talking a team, like, let's just say a silly franchise like the Knicks, right? Let's just say they would want to overpay for DeAndre Hunter because they feel that DeAndre is that guy, right? So let's just say they say we'll put 4 picks on the table, and a guy like, let's just say they want to get out of the development of Obi Toppin. Obi and 4 picks, that's an overhaul, in my opinion, for DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah, that's crazy. That would be crazy to pay that much for him. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, you can't decline that. Even if you could get 2 or like 3, if you could get 2 unprotected picks, Obi Toppin, I would probably do that.
Yeah, you know, but it has to be something that I get back significant for DeAndre Hunter. Now, Utah is interested in DeAndre. They love DeAndre Hunter. They were trying to get him in a Rudy Gobert trade. That was going to be a fleece if we would have done that. What can Utah give us? I mean, let's look at it here.
I like Laurie.
DeAndre's on a poison pill. That makes it tough. I don't think they give you Laurie marketing back.
Not for Hunter, and not right now. But if we come talking in like a month, and they're the 12th seed, they want to tank. I could see it a little more likely. Obviously, not just Hunter, but I could see they would be willing to let go of Laurie.
I would say Jared Vanderbilt is where I'd start. I like Ochai Agbaji. Nice young kid that can come into his own. And then I would ask for Colin Sexton, but they'll say no. I'm not a huge fan of Taylor Horton Tucker. I would say Malik Beasley. I'm a huge fan of Kelly Olynyk. Malik Beasley. That puts us way over money wise. Next season though, it matches up. And then let's say I can get one of those Minnesota picks back, one of those Cleveland picks, and one of their own picks protected. So essentially you're getting a Minnesota pick, a Cleveland pick, and their own pick unprotected. So that's a really good haul to get back in return, right?
Yeah, I doubt they give up all that, but you never know.
Oh yeah, I mean it's Angel. I'm just telling you what I would want.
Yeah, what
right?
you want.
Beasley.
I like Walker Kessler as well.
I forgot all about Walker Kessler.
I like him a lot, but we already have a Kongwu and Capella, so it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, so I mean you can get Jared Vanderbilt, Ochai Agbaji, nice young piece, and you get a shooter with Malik Beasley, and then you get 3 draft picks that are very valuable. So, by the way, Trae Young's dad is blocking everyone I see.
I saw that.
I mean, I was like, Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Let's see.
He said, "Do you think Jalen Johnson can play the 4?" I think I look at Jalen Johnson as like a point forward. So I mean, I think he should have the ball in his hands a lot. I think he can play the 4. I don't know what do you think?
Who, Jalen?
Yeah, play the 4 full time.
I think he can. Like I said, that's another take step back to take a step forward.
I think he's got a couple years to go before I'd be willing to start him at the 4. But
yeah, for sure. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of JJ. I love JJ. It's just oh Trae's last tweet says we're waking up to public statements about my private life.
I saw that too.
Wow, this is something. This is something.
Yeah, I agree, Kai. I think that injury messed him up. Messed John's jumper up. But, you can't, use that as an excuse to just keep chucking up shots. Eventually, you just got to get, change your game up a little bit.
Yeah. St. John, yeah. Hey, Kai, you didn't want to come on the show? I'll put the link in the chat for you. What's up, Al Films? What's good? Yeah, I'll re-put the link in the chat. You have some explaining to do. Talking about Nate's not the problem, my guy. Let's see here. See, there you go. Welcome to the stream, by the way, Al Films. But yeah, so there's plenty of trades. Listen, I'm a trade guy. There's plenty of trades I would do. Um, like I said, I'm not trading Trae Young. I'm you know I'm not trading Trae Young. Uh, you know, there's one other player that I may talk to you about.
Who's that?
I may talk to you about Devin Booker. May. And that's a huge may. I may entertain your conversation only if Trae can be axed out and there's no other way I can save. I would look at Devin Booker.
So you would look at Booker, but would you look at Tatum?
That's something.
Because I would look at Tatum way before Booker, in my opinion.
Marley Isle Films, welcome in. We can barely see you, but that's okay. You're in. Can you hear us? I don't think he can hear us.
Is he on mute?
Probably on mute. He's
Hello?
driving.
There we go.
There you go. Can you hear us?
Hold on one second.
Yeah, drive safely. Drive safely. Yeah, we don't need you driving off the road. Yeah, I'm not trading Trae. You said Tatum. I like Tatum. Trading Trae up to Boston though, let me put that to the trade machine just to see. It's going to cost more than Tatum. I want more than just Tatum.
See, they would not. Yeah, there's Tatum, no way they would give. They wouldn't even trade Tatum for Trae.
Robert Williams.
That's crazy.
Peyton Pritchard, Grant Williams, and two unprotected picks. Two unprotected picks. Oh, Marlo's back there again. Okay. There you go. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So we were talking briefly about the Trae Young situation, and you got people saying Trae, and
nah.
So what's your whole take on the situation?
Okay, so I haven't heard too much about the situation, but I think it all spurred from the other night's game for the Nuggets, right?
Uh-huh.
So, okay, this is my take on how effectively, if we were thinking right, we should take this. Now, there's two ways we can look at this. We can look at that as a problem, or we can look at that as a solution. Now, one way that Trae runs the game, right, and it's another way that if Trae is not in the game, that we can still effectively play. You get what I mean? So why not let us look at it like this? Okay, if we have a team that we know that Trae can effectively give us at least about 20 and 15 a night to run him. But if it's a night where just Jonte can give us that same number and Trae is not running the one, let's do that. I haven't heard anybody say that. Like, we got to really look at our team as like we could be a dual efficient team. Like, we got some good players. It's just like, I think Nate needs to look at it like, okay, I don't need to worry about running it one way. I can run it multiple ways.
That's a great point, because that's one thing that I have something that I don't like Nate for, is because Nate, he's going to have his game plan, which is not necessarily a good one. And if it's not working, he's not going to do anything to change it. If someone's shot is off, we're not going to go to someone else typically. And that's a great point, because, we have two of the top 8 point guards in the NBA, top 10.
Top 5 right now. Top 5 right now.
Yeah, I agree.
If you look at numbers, the only person who's getting more assists than us is what's the name?
Halliburton.
Halliburton off of the Pacers. Yeah.
So we have two.
Chris Paul.
Exactly.
So, like, yeah.
We should be getting open shots, and if one of them's not hitting their shot, we have another top 5 point guard to go to.
Exactly.
So
that's the optionality we have. So, you know.
But after seeing players like Culver and how AJ plays when they're not, because like when you're playing with a player like Trae, sometimes it's like, okay, I don't want to mess up in front of Trae. I don't want to mess up in front of them. You know what I mean? Whereas when Trae was in the game, them dudes was flowing so efficiently. We got to actually see how good they played. See, if you think about Culver and his situation, it's the same thing when he was in Minnesota. I don't want to mess up around Cat. I don't want to mess up around Ed. I don't want to mess up around D. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he had a lot of people to defer to. And if I mess up, they're going to look at me like, oh, I'm a fool.
Yeah, exactly.
Versus here, if I mess up in front of Trae, okay. But if Trae's not in the game, I can get a good and see the same thing. The way that Jared Culver is playing right now is the way that I want JT to play. He could raise his draft stock, or his trade stock off of that alone. If he could just he only have to give us 10 tonight. If he can give us 8 and 10 or 8 and 12, we wouldn't be talking about trading him right now.
Exactly.
Literally, it's just we need more help on the defensive end, on the low end, and he's more so trying to get points versus playing his position. That's what I think a lot of times what we be talking about on the other podcast, but it's these players playing their actual position and they're flourishing from the position. DeJounte is a midi magician. Let's get it clear. He came from Popovich's system, which is not a 3-point system. It's the type of system we want the house to be, which is expanding on the type of skill that you are, versus us trying to build a skill on something that you might not have came to us with.
Yeah, we got to build it around our talent. We got to have systems based on our talent. I feel that.
Right.
I'm gonna head out. I got to go to bed. Appreciate it. Talk to you all later.
Yeah. So Alex, I've been wanting to ask you this for a while. You know what I'm saying? So, do you think AJ ceiling is higher than your boy Kevin Hurt?
AJ's ceiling is high. I think so. I think his ceiling is higher than Kevin Huerter. I feel like he can do so many things with the ball. He can put it on the floor. He can find his own shot. When he's hot, he's hot. He's a two-way player. He can defend. He gets in the passing lanes. He had 3 steals last game. So, yes, I think his ceiling is higher than Kevin Huerter's.
Okay, now this is my next question to you. Okay. Does Kevin Huerter's success in Sacramento, because I tell people now when people argue about Kevin Huerter coming there, I say arguably right now he is a superstar. He's one of their superstars besides Sabonis, you know what I mean, and De'Aaron Fox. I feel like he's gonna be one of the players that leads the charge for Sacramento in the years to come. Does that make you add an asterisk to why Nate McMillian isn't really expanding on the player's skill level that we thought? Because again, Kevin Huerter has been really like, before he left, we really looked at him as like maybe the 4th option, maybe 3rd, 4th option, possibly. You get what I'm saying? But now he's went to a team and he's flourishing. So how do you feel about it?
I feel like it's Nate. I feel like he did not adapt to the player's skill set. He basically, what I'm saying is that you have to orchestrate an offense that is complementing all parties especially at certain periods of time. So at times when you need to go through Kevin or you need to go through AJ, you need to run a set that makes sense for him, that puts him in the best position to be successful. I shouldn't have Murray hunting to get to his spot, which we know he's automatic from the mid range. We should be running plays where Trae has an option, whether he could float it, lob it, or something. But you did also have another option with DeJounte there, and it can be vice versa. You can have DeJounte in his spot. He can dump it down to Trae to float it. Like there's so many things that can be done to complement all parties. John Collins, he's not a 3-point shooter. Stop running him off the 3-point line.
brother. And see, this is what I get from people when we say that, right? They act like John Collins isn't known for posterizing people. Exactly. Like, let's get it clear. If I've asked people, like in Atlanta, what is John Collins known for? And most people say posterizing. And I'd be like, well, why doesn't he do that on a normal basis? Like John Morant does it. I'm talking about people that's under his height level and even his weight. They do it on a consistent basis. Why is John searching for a 3? All we need to do, I'm gonna tell you like this. What people fail to realize sometimes is if we had a player like John who consistently dunks on, like, let's just say their tallest player or their most dominant player, right?
Yep.
That would crush their team so bad that we could win the game off of that.
Yep. I agree. Because, here, and here's the thing, right? We as a group, and listen, like I said, Nate he's a huge part of the problem because he, like I said, he wants to roll the ball out there, give it to Trae or Murray, and just say go and do whatever. And that's not what you do. You have to coach, you have to get the guys involved. You have to have movement. You have to have plays. It may sound corny, it may sound overrated or whatever, but you have to have it. Look at the most successful team probably in the past decade, or look at the Golden State Warriors. If Steph wanted to, he could just pull up, dribble, step back 3. If Clay wanted
to, this is what I want to say about Ike. So when people say about Golden State, this is the one thing that I tell people all the time. Prior to Steph coming, what did Golden State have in the bag, no matter what? A championship, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, as well as they're from where? California. You know what I'm saying? That's 2 things right there in the bag that even if they're not that good of a team, you would go. You know what I'm saying? Like, so with them doing good in the draft, as well as a lot of people don't, because I've lived in Oakland. That's what a lot of people don't know. So, and I've been to the Warriors games, been to both stadiums. I'm a Hawks fan, but I've been to both. You know what I'm saying? Just to prove to people that love Golden State, hey, you know what I'm saying? I want to feel the energy. When I tell you the energy that was in you know what I'm saying, in that arena versus State Farm, it's two different energies. And I'm talking about prior to winning championships. Yeah. So, like, we have to think about all of that too. But I get where you're coming from. But one thing I will say is this. We have to look at Nate this way. What's Nate's highest ceiling finals-wise?
First round.
No. Third round with us.
Huh?
Third round with us, bro. That's the highest ceiling.
Oh, I thought
third round with us.
Outside of us.
You get what I'm saying? So we have to look at it like that way. Now, if Travis, like I feel where the money's coming from. If we really want to go to the next level, if you just came from a championship caliber, not even just a championship, a dynasty level, you know what I'm saying, organization, right?
Uh-huh.
It should only be finals or better champion. Coaching staff. That should be your mindset. Finals or better, as well as Okay, this is another question I wanted to ask you. Do we think is it Nate's coaching, or do you think he's scared he's gonna lose his job?
I don't think he's scared because of what came out today. That
Well,
showed me
what came out today, so I know, if you know what I'm saying, so I know.
basically it got reported by a very reliable source, came out by Shams and all that and all of them, that he released an article saying that Friday at shoot around, Trae was getting treatment to his shoulder, and Nate came up to him and asked him whether he was going to participate in shoot around. And Trae said, "I'm going to focus on getting my shoulder back fully healthy." And Nate was like, Nate didn't like that. Nate, because basically he was saying, "No, I'm not going to participate in shoot around. I'm gonna get my shoulder fully healthy, and get this treatment, and I'm gonna go at the game time and see if I can play." Nate was like, "Well, I give you two options. You can either come off the bench or don't show up to the arena at all."
And damn, that's what came out.
Yeah.
Now, okay, hold on. I don't know. Again, I came in late. I'm sorry, but how do you feel about that? Because I just want to know where your mind is with the superstar. Well, yeah, the superstar and the coach now.
He must have got out. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, I don't know what.
You probably went in a bad area.
No, I think it's because I done pulled up to my house, so it's probably starting to read my Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'll be in a more better area. But did you hear the question I asked?
Nuh-uh.
Okay, so my question to you was, analyst, with the superstar, and this is the headline of what you already done said, with the superstar and the coach, being at pretty much a bartering system now, meaning like, okay, if you like, all right, I'll give you a perfect example of that. Allen Iverson situation. Remember how that was? Practice.
Uh-huh. He kicked out again. He kicked out again. There. Oh,
hold on.
Trying to come back.
I think it might be.
There. Well, I hear you. I don't. There you go.
Hold on.
Let's see. Hopefully it's still there. But and then I'll wait on his question. Yeah, we're not we're unfortunately not hearing from him. Like I said, I'll continue to wait until he gets back. If not, hopefully he'll come in the chat and say something. So we'll see. There he goes. Let's see.
Okay. My bad, y'all. My bad, my bad, Alice. I ain't trying to mess your live up. My bad. But okay, so did you get the question that I had asked?
No, I didn't. I didn't hear it.
Okay. Okay. So can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
I got you.
So the question that I with the superstar and the coach being pretty much at odds, kind of like how in Allen Iverson's situation. How do you feel about that? Because that in Allen Iverson's situation, he said that was one of the problems of why he couldn't, you know what I'm saying, with Brett Brown. I think that's who it was, right?
Yeah, I think it was Brett Brown.
Yeah. So he's saying with Brett Brown, that was one of the reasons why he really couldn't win a ring like that, because him and Brett Brown was at odds. And their team too. Let's just keep it clear. Like, they was not beating Shaq and Kobe. But like, yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't trying to get him no help. He wasn't trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, just because of, he felt like Allen Iverson wasn't really focused, or he wasn't like all in because of practice and stuff like that, and situations like that. So do you think it's that deep, or do you think it's, or do you think it would get that deep? Because with DeJounte being on the team, him coming from a Popovich type of system, where it's like, a structured system, championship, dynasty, blase. How do you know what I'm saying? Do you think there's going to be a rift? Because maybe DeJounte's with Nate's system and Trae ain't with it no more.
I wouldn't say, because Trae is not the only player that's complained about this. It's been John, it's been Dre Hunter, AJ.
But I'm talking about those are players that's been in the system. I'm talking about a player like, okay, let's put it this way. When DeJounte has controlled the game, and it's been a situation where Trae had to be out of the game, got executed out of the game, or something like that, we've won. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's Nate's system, whether it's DeJounte's spirit, whatever it is. And he won. And you said, you know what I'm saying, me and you together have said that if this was in Trae's shoes, we would have lost those games. Does that really come down to Nate, or does that come down to Trae?
So that's a good point. I think a lot of that with Murray comes from that pop, not really, just you do what I say, and to be fair, I mean, Pop did have 7 rings, when he got Murray. And so he kind of had that to back it up. I think Murray is open to Nate's, I guess I can say, system. I still don't believe he has a true winning system, but we'll say that, right? I'll say this, and we've won.
I don't either. I'm with you on that. I'm just exercising certain aspects, because go ahead.
It's a small sample size, but I have seen success when Murray is the primary guy under Nate. I have seen some success. I've seen where, they play. I think Murray probably just takes the emotions out of it. Because I think Trae and Nate, I think they have like some type of rivalry going on. And it's like, if the system is not working with Trae and Trae has an opportunity within that to make Nate look bad, then he gonna do it, right? And that's the emotional part of it. Whereas with Murray's just like, you know what, I'm gonna do what you say.
But to be honest, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Has it backfired more on Trae or more on Nate?
Well, I mean, listen, Nate about to get going after this year, but right now it's backfired on Trae pretty bad. Like, you know, he's getting
And
huge.
that's why I keep telling y'all, I don't know exactly. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Like, unless we can find somebody who can really, really take this team to the next level, meaning like either player wise or system wise, I feel like Nate might be here next year because of what I'm talking about. Because it's gonna be times where Trae gonna feel like, okay, then I'm out the game.
I think Ime Udoka can coach this team.
Wait a minute. So you think, okay, so let's put it this way. Only way that I feel like Ime Udoka is going to not be on the Celtics coaching staff is if they win a championship. Because again,
the Celtics already said that if he,
it ain't.
But they already said if he gets any coaching position, whether it's assistant
if they win a championship, no, he ain't going down no assistant, bro. Come on now. Like, people gotta look at it like this. Like,
they're saying that if he gets that opportunity, they're saying they would let him go for nothing. They would just release him to the other team. No assets back in return. They will release him to the other team. I guess they're really disappointed. I'm gonna take him. There's a couple other coaches out there.
No, they're looking at it. They're looking at it from a standpoint of they're first in the league right now. If they wasn't first in the league right now, they wouldn't be tooting that horn they tooting right now. I'm telling you. Because again, they fail to realize that this is this guy's system, this is his coaching staff.
Yeah.
Like that's really a slap in this guy's face because it's like, oh, okay, well, we can win without you. Like, no, because they had that same staff with Brad Stevenson, you know what I'm saying? And they wasn't, or the same players pretty much, and wasn't doing nothing. Or pretty much getting to the same thing, crying about IT. Oh, well, we let IT go. Well, you know what I'm saying? So we have to think about that. Like, now what I will say is this: if they do let him go, that should be the first agenda on Hawks business is to get him on the staff.
Yeah.
Because if we can get Ime Udoka over here, all them threes that people talk about Trae yakking up and all that, that'll be gone.
Yep.
All of that, you know what I'm saying? Everybody not playing their position, that'll be gone. Because of all the players that y'all was talking about, who you were just talking about, who you would trade for, it's because of his system. It has nothing to do with the players.
Yeah.
It's the system, dog. One thing you had said, and it really hit me. It was like, are these players really getting exercise the way they should? And you get what I'm saying? What really struck me was you showed when you were talking about like what you said about Kevin Huerter when he said like he didn't know when he was gonna get the ball. See, a lot of people might skip past that. That's a very important piece. Like if you can't figure out when you're gonna get the ball or when you know it's your moment, how can you ever be the greatest person that you ever are?
Yeah.
And that's when you said that, I was like, yo, yeah, that's something we gotta touch on first. If they don't know when they getting the ball, if they don't, that's bad.
Yeah. And you know, it just listen, I think this. I think that I've been on record saying this multiple times. No, we're not a championship team, but we are better for sure than what we're showing. But I believe at our ceiling, we are a deep second round team to Eastern Conference Finals appearance team.
Yeah, we
Now,
are.
now you can say we made the Eastern Conference Finals without Murray, without some of these guys. Now, I said something else. We on that squad, the same way. Now, listen, maybe Travis is not a top priority to him as far as having a veteran in the locker room, but people say that he don't go get veterans. Listen, don't discredit him when he went out and got Rajon Rondo, Solomon Hill.
Yeah, Lou Will.
Lou Will, even Tony Snell was a vet. So those are locker room guys that keep that locker room together.
Deadman. I don't know if he went and got Deadman, but Deadman, look at how Deadman did us on Miami Heat. It's like I feel like Deadman now is out the pool when he plays the Hawks. Oh yeah, y'all made a mistake.
Yeah,
because I mean, and who you said somebody said Dwayne Dedman, that was a mistake when they traded him. Who said that? Trae?
Yeah.
You said somebody last year said that.
I think it was Trae.
Yeah, it was. Because if you got the way that your team is set up, Dwayne Dedman should be eating.
Yeah.
He should really be eating right now. Let's exercise this question. Where do you think that O'Neal flourish? At the 4 or the 5?
Who?
Not saying with our team, not saying with once his whole trajectory comes out, what do you think Big O is gonna really flourish in the 4 or the 5?
I think he can play the 5. I think he will flourish at the 5. His skill set gives teams, since you said just not with us, his skill set gives teams optionality because we see him now taking that jump shot. Okay, he's a great perimeter defender. Rim protection, that's one thing. He's gotten better over the last couple of games with defensive rebounding. And he takes on the task of guarding his potential. Like if you were to send him to a team if you were to send him to a different franchise, I believe Big O would really be a dominant big because they would do whatever they need to do. Like if you send him to Toronto, like Toronto got a 6.
So wait a minute. So you think if you send him to Toronto, he's gonna flourish more at the 5 than the 4?
Yeah, I mean they have.
I kind of can see how you could see that because their 4 is so. But I'm saying that their 4 is so dominant. Like Siakam is that dominant. But from what I've seen, okay, let me put it this way. The reason I say he'll flourish more at the 4 is because of what I seen the other night. When Onyeka was actually hitting mid ranges from the free throw line, I was like, that's what we need. You get what I'm saying? Because nobody, not even 2K, makes that shot right there as easy as a 3.
Yeah.
So if you can make that shot consistently, dog, that's lethal. You get what I'm saying? Like, and most of the time you don't have that chance to do that shot at the 5.
Yeah.
You're mostly, you know what I'm saying, dependent on rebounding and putback. He's more than that. That's what I'm saying. Like on that Denver game, I don't know about y'all, but I seen a whole different Hawks team. Onyeka was scoring versus putbacking, or like, oh yeah, Onyeka got the ball. Pass it out, Onyeka. No, he was like, oh, I got the ball. Boom, I'm finna score. I know I'm gonna make it. It's that confidence. That's what I'm feeling like. I don't know if it's like almost like when they have Trae on the court, it's more so feed confidence into Trae versus when Trae isn't on the court, it's like they have confidence into showing like, okay, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And I'm like, damn, if we can do all of that, why aren't we doing that when Trae's in the game?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, cause man, I'm telling you, bro, I don't know, because I know we was talking about the other night who was the player of the game. I know I gave DeJounte the player of the game, but it was between Onyeka and AJ for me as far as like the unsung heroes. Because like we seen a different level of their skill set. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they really took that to the next level.
Yeah. You know, I just what you said earlier was key. With the fact that focusing a little less on the fact that you didn't have Trae, you didn't have Murray, you didn't have Hunter. I mean, you didn't have Collins, you didn't have Hunter, but also we have different ways we can play. Having different ways you can play. So let's just say a playoff series comes around where Trae is out. Okay, I like the way we played with Murray. Now, the Milwaukee game without Trae, that was a little bit more clunkier. It was more drug out until AJ came in and started hitting those shots. And so it was
and that's what I mean by we have to have different skill. Like we got two different point guards. We should be able to exercise that. Okay, Trae can't get big on these dudes, but DeJounte can. You know what I'm saying? Oh, not DeJounte. Dre Hunter not doing good. Boom, let's bring him out. Put in AJ instead of him. Okay, John not doing good. Okay, boom, let's bring in Jalen. Let's see what's going on. We got so many switchable players right now, other than the center position. That's why I say I feel like Onyeka is, until he gets that Charles Barkley / even Tristan Thompson in him. You get what I'm saying? We need to have a big. Hell, I mean, but like I don't understand why aren't people signing DeMarcus Cousins? Like, let's just. I don't. Am I lost out of here or something? But like,
I mean,
because I'm just saying, like, even if he's a low liability, like at this point, he will take the minimum.
Yeah, I think it's something to look at on why other teams are not taking him. But I mean, I'm a fan of DeMarcus Cousins. I'm a fan of Hassan Whiteside.
Of Hassan Whiteside in free agency? Oh my God. Jeez.
Now I don't know why teams are not taking those guys. Like I said,
that's another thing I'm trying to figure out, because I'm like, yo, if I back up, how big is Big O? Like 6'9"?
6'8". He's listed as 6'8".
Oh God. So if we talking about a 6'8" is supposed to be playing center for us, dog. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that let you know.
I think he has the.
And we got Frank the Tank on the bench at 7 feet.
I mean, he's 7 foot. You know.
And then let's talk about this. Okay, what you think? Okay, let's talk about this. What you think about how Frank the Tank been playing? At least when he come off the bench. Do he play like a 5 or a 4?
He plays like a 4. I think you can play him. I think you can play him like a 5, though. I think you can let him rest under the rim and just let him get rebounds. You know.
No, I don't think that's him. See, that's why I think a lot of teams been messing up with him. He's a 7'4". He's a stretch four. He like if you ever notice when he sets the screen, his first instinct is not to run to the goal. It's to like
It's
shoot
it's
the three.
it's yeah. His instinct is the pop on the
So
pop is the
yeah,
pop.
so that's why I say we need another 7 footer because even if that's cool because we could damn near be like a mini Minnesota off the bench.
Yeah.
We just gotta find us a 7 footer that can just get rebounds just as much as Clint, or at least give us 6 or 7 off the bench. And they don't get no points. That's what they there for. You gotta get no points. Give us 6 to 7 rebounds a game. You'll
Yeah.
earn your keep.
I agree with that. I like the idea of a backup big. Um, I just think right now I think you have a lot of options at point guard. May not be the best options, but you have a lot of options there. You have Aaron Holiday, you have Vit, you have we've been seeing a couple games. Trent Forrest, we have
Yeah,
Tyrese Martin who can play there.
yeah.
Trae and
But
Murray.
but but
Bogey can
how
even
many
run to the
options
point.
you got big? Big wise. See how many names you just named? How many names can we name big wise? Let's start. Clint.
Clint, I mean, we got. I mean, Frank is 7 foot.
See, that's what
But
I'm saying. How you see how you just stop right there at Clint? If you
yeah,
name 5 people off the top that can play the even just the backcourt, we should have at least 3 that we can name that say, okay, front court wise, we know we can say this. Yeah, that's the problem right now. Like our front court sucks. Like
yeah,
or it's just highly dependent on if Clint is in the game.
yeah, yeah. I mean, our front court is pretty weak. We I think I think it can be bolstered with really one move. I think if you add another just solely rebounder, I think it's bolstered right there because like Onyeka, his body is still, his body he can bang with some people. And he's a lob threat. He has a lot of putback dunks. So
Okay,
that
but if we're talking about championship, who
well,
can he bang with, dog? Like real talk. Like okay, if can he bang with Aiden? No. Can he bang even if they back up? Can he bang with JaVale McGee?
well, I mean, he in Dallas now, but um,
Oh, okay, because that might be a problem too. Can he bang with anybody on Dallas team? Can he bang with Christian Wood? No. Can
well,
he
see,
bang
Christian,
with
well, see, Milwaukee,
he said
they don't really have
he
a backup big. They just have big guys. Like Serge Ibaka's not a center. He's just a big
but he
forward.
okay, let's put it like this. Okay, you're right. But he's been battle tested. That's the difference. He's been battle tested with KD. He's been battle tested with Kawhi Leonard and won a ring. You see what I'm saying? So it's like nobody is gonna say Serge Ibaka can't beat Big O down there. That's why I'm saying at 6'8", he should be getting his body to be a hell of a 4. Like
Yeah,
at a 5, like you know what I'm saying? Like, cause if all it takes is a 7 footer to come on the floor, and he's gonna out rebound him just naturally.
yeah, um, yeah. It's
Cause
just
okay, what 7 footer? Let me put it this way: what 7 footer isn't gonna out rebound Big O?
um
See, That's what I'm saying, dog. Like that's what I be saying.
Frank Kaminsky and Gorgie Day.
So the dude on the whole team, two dudes that's been on the Hawks fire can't out rebound Big O. Okay, that's why they on the bench too. Exactly.
Well,
okay. Let me ask you this question. This will be the one I know could cap everything. If you had a choice of a back center, who would it be and why?
Keeping Big O, running him at the 4. Is that
keeping Big O? No, I'm saying like okay.
Because I like Big O. I like Big O.
No, I like Big O too. I'm just asking this question. Okay, do you feel like Clint is a good starter? If is that your ideal starter?
No.
If you had a choice?
No.
Okay, let's put it that way. If you had a choice of a starter for the Atlanta Hawks, center wise, who would it be and why?
I would say a player of a.
No, ain't no a player of. Who would it be and why? Who? Just an exact player. It can even be top 3. Give me your top 3.
I like DeAndre Ayton, Miles Turner.
Okay.
Hell
yeah.
Well,
I've been saying Miles Turner because I'm right there with you, dog. I've been saying that you should get his ass out of that purgatory.
Yeah, because Indiana is.
Indiana is a purgatory. Like.
Yeah, Indiana and Sacramento. Minnesota.
And Sacramento, yeah, they want
to. And then, I mean, those are my top 2.
What about if you could, would you get Rudy Gobert?
If I can get Rudy Gobert, I'll take Rudy Gobert.
That's what I said too, dog. We need that old school center.
I wouldn't give up no 6 picks and 8 pick swaps and 88 players for them, but
no. That's the thing about the question I'm asking you now. I'm not asking about logistics wise, none of that. I'm saying if you could have a center with Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, who else we talking about? Dre Hunter, John Collins, and boom, who would it be? Top 3. So you said Miles Turner,
Ayton,
DeAndre Ayton, and who else?
So I said I like Gobert, but as you see, I like Gobert because of his defense. His defense supersedes almost every liability on offense. He's gonna make it up for you 10 times more on the defensive end. But I like a stretch big. I'm a stretch big. Honestly, I would say Jonas Valanciunas. I like him.
He has been doing some work over there for real.
And he's cheaper.
Yeah, he's way cheaper. Way cheaper than all them boys that we named at first.
And averaging 18 and 11.
Damn, that's what he's doing now?
Yeah. So,
Damn, bro.
I like
he over there in New Orleans, ain't he?
Over there in New Orleans.
I watched them tonight. Did they win against Denver? They did. I knew they was gonna win. Cause I watched it. See, that's another squad built like us, in my opinion.
Denver.
Yeah. Cause I look at Jose Alvarado as our you know what I'm saying, DeJounte Murray. And
you mean New Orleans is built like us?
Yeah. If you go down the roster, they got a player just like us. Think about it. Cullum, Trae Young, Jose Alvarado, DeJounte Murray. What's his name? Who came from the Lakers? Brandon Ingram.
Mhm.
That's Dre Hunter. Zion Williamson, obviously he's better than, you know what I'm saying, John Collins, but that's what they known for.
Mhm.
And then Jonas Valanciunas and Clint is playing just like, you know what I'm saying, they playing the same way this year. But the same thing we talking about now is the same thing with New Orleans. Coaching and stars. And a real star. Like Zion is a star, but he ain't no superstar yet. He ain't been battle tested, playoff wise, or none of that.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say that. I don't think
They the Hawks of the West. They're the Hawks of the West, bro. They're the Hawks of the West, dog.
I think they have. I think their coaching is a little bit better. They have a better.
I do too.
I think they have a better big, in my opinion. And Zion is better than Collins. Ingram, in my opinion, is better than Trae Hunter.
Yep.
Now Murray and Trae better than McCollum and Alvarado.
Better than Cullum and Alvarado. Yep.
Uh-huh.
See, that's what I'm saying. We got like an elite. Okay, if you look at it, we got probably like a top three, arguably top three, top five, just straight up best backcourt in the league. Whereas it's reversed with them. They have an arguably best top three backcourt, but top five backcourt, no question, in the league. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why I'm like, where they lack is where we lack. I feel like if we get like a Miles Turner and can somehow keep a Clint type of player on the bench, which I don't know how that's gonna work.
I mean, it all depends on who you think plays like Clint.
I feel like okay, let's put it this way. If we make it to, what you think is our feeling this year?
with Nate?
No, let's take a Nate out of this shit, man, because like a lot of times it's really gonna come down to, like, I think y'all not seeing it. I'm seeing it. Like, it really gonna come down to how many games Trae gonna play and how many games DeJounte gonna play. Or you know what I'm saying, that Trae gonna control the ball, and how many games is DeJounte and Nate gonna control the ball. That's what I feel like at this point.
But so, but you're saying current roster, current coach.
Current roster, yes. Current roster, current coach. What is our feeling this year?
See, the ceiling I'm gonna give you is because of Nate, but I'll give it to you. I think we are a 5th seed, and
that's good.
But I think in the playoffs, I think we lose. I think we lose to our 4 matchup in the first round.
So okay. So if we're looking at, who do you say is gonna be first, and who do you like? Because I'm gonna give you, like, I'm gonna go with you with what you think, and I'm gonna look at it from that standpoint. If we both thinking that they're gonna be the 5th seed,
so I think Boston's gonna be first.
Okay, yeah.
I think Boston's gonna be first. I think Milwaukee right there at second.
Okay.
3 is a toss up, but I think I think
now this is where I'm gonna see if go ahead.
So I think Cleveland is gonna be third.
What?
Yeah, I think Cleveland's gonna be third. And then fourth, I think is unfortunately, I think it's gonna be Miami. I think we're gonna end up seeing Miami again.
And
And then
that's what
fifth, the
I
Hawks.
thought.
I think Miami getting fully healthy.
I thought you were gonna say that. I thought you were gonna say that. So I feel like we kind of there. I was gonna say number 1 Boston, number 2 Milwaukee, number 3 is gonna be to me between Cleveland or Miami. So that's that. But I also think the Sixers gonna be in there somewhere. I don't know why.
They got a lot of soul searching. I think they're gonna be 6th or 7th.
But this is the thing though. I feel like with that being said, this might be Embiid last year though. If they don't get higher than an Eastern Conference Finals, this is last year there.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to make a run for. We gotta make a run for him. If we can, we gotta make a run for him.
But
because
you know what's gonna get him here. The only thing that's gonna get him here to an Eastern Conference rival is we're gonna have to find a way to stop back up on them draft picks. Because
is that okay? So let me
Philadelphia, the only way they're gonna trade Embiid if he asks out, they're looking for the team with the most picks because obviously they're going into a rebuild.
Or the most ready assets. That's what you have to look at too. You see what I'm saying? We got Powell, we got JC. Like we got some shit to give them ready assets.
But see, no player that we can give them is gonna equal what they're losing in Embiid.
But if so they would listen like this. If a player, especially a superstar, we've seen in the playoffs, if they get so disgruntled, they ready to leave, they're ready to go. And it's like, look, you seen what happened with the whole Ben Simmons, James Harden shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we killed that. We killed Ben Simmons' career. Some people will argue to say that. So you gotta think, if we can look at, okay, let's say the Hawks make a hell of a run this year, right? Higher than the Sixers. He's gonna look at that and say, well, look,
1 second.
2 superstars over there.
1 second.
Go ahead.
All right, I'm sorry about that, guys. Listen, we've been live for a while. I'm gonna see if he hops back in. If not, then I'm gonna go ahead and conclude the live stream. Nope, there he is. There you go. Yeah. But talking about Embiid, listen, I'm throwing. I'm not gonna be reckless, but I'm throwing quite a bit. I'm throwing quite a bit at Philly.
Yeah, what? Because he could be. Because again, this is where I look at it. He could be a Mutombo type of player for us. You know what I'm saying? We known for having, monumental bigs. He can't make. I'm telling y'all, he cannot make this year happen. This year, then Embiid is gonna be ready to check out. Because he's not gonna want to keep on doing this shit with the same team, and their ceiling is second round. You know what I'm saying? He'd rather take a team that's their problem and and it going. Cause like hell, if we have to let go of JC and John Collins and some picks or him, I'm signing off on that shit because you know what I'm saying. You could find
So
other
what if
fours.
they? So what if they went?
40.
What if what if they went reckless, and Philadelphia was like, all right, JC, JC, Dre Hunter, AJ, JJ, and picks.
No, they could
Now,
get some of them players, but they can't get no picks at that point
yeah,
because these are ready players. It's
yeah,
a difference between ready players and picks. Picks like they're not gonna like pan out. Like Dre Hunter is a top 3 pick. JC was a what top 12, right?
no, JC was like he got picked 18th.
Pick 18. Okay, so top 20. You get what I'm saying? JJ top 20. Like the picks that they're gonna get ain't gonna even be better than that. You know what I'm saying? So like if you giving up Trae, JC, and John Collins, that and another player, that should be damn near enough for MB.
Yeah.
Because again, MB is like MB hasn't even he's giving you MVP like numbers and shit, but he hasn't won it. Same, you know what I'm saying? Same with a ring.
See, you can say the same thing. Would you make a move if you saw the same situation unfold in Denver with Jokic?
Yeah, damn sure. I'll make it before that one. To be honest with you, yeah, because he's a better overall player than MB. See, like
I agree.
he can do everything MB can do plus playmaking. Like Embiid ain't that good of a playmaker as Jokic. So just think about but see again, you will have to have a coach ready for that type of ball movement.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Trae could not have the ball anyway like he do now. Like that's what makes Denver win. Like they're not point guard driven. They're more so ball movement driven. Like right now we're point guard driven. Like if our point guard isn't really officiating the game, a lot of times we be lost. So for us to have to revert to the center now is really the one who's officiating the game. That really might confuse the hell out of our team. That's the only scary part about this shit.
Yeah.
So you will have to have a coach who can coach that, as well as turn around and say, all right, Jokic ain't controlling the ball now. Trae finna control the ball, or DeJounte finna control the ball. That's a lot of. We probably couldn't get Jokic because that would be so much people that need to have the ball to make the ball move. Yeah, no. So I probably would go for Embiid before him, just for this organization. But if it was any other organization, yeah, it would be Jokic.
I got you. Well, I mean, listen, we done talked about quite a bit of stuff. I mean, listen.
Right, I was about to say that.
Huh?
I think we done touched every inch
yeah.
thing that they want to know about Hawks.
We didn't talk about Trae's. We didn't talk about Trae Young himself and Nate. Listen, by the way, I thought about that, but I was like, still no way. Listen, if Embiid become available, I listen.
Okay, let me ask you this question. Last question of the night, and we're gonna finish it off with this. Embiid or Wembanyama?
Whoo.
If we have to, let's say if we got a team that got the number 1 pick, okay, what y'all gonna give Philly? We'll take that and y'all can get Wembanyama. Would you take Embiid or Wembanyama?
I love Wemby, but I'm gonna have to go with Embiid. Only because He's been there. He wants to win now.
Yeah.
I love like it, now. If this was before the Eastern Conference Finals and Wembanyama was in the draft, I'll take Wembanyama all day, every day.
Yeah.
But now that we're trying to win, Embiid is that guy. Embiid is that guy. Now listen, now you got me all hyped on Embiid. Listen, hey, I hope everything. Hey,
I'm with you, dog. I hope everything goes back for Philly, like I know it will.
Yep, exactly.
Like,
They're not going to lead the first and
they're
second
not
round.
ready, dog. They're not ready. They're not
Nope.
ready.
God
They ain't
bless
ready.
them if they don't make the playoffs, they got to lose in a playing game, man. Embiid is
Ooh,
like
you think they that bad this year? If they that bad, I'm gonna put it to you this way:
they
if
just
they
don't
don't
click.
make it to the playoff, if they make it to the play-in, I would be on the phone with Embiid in the play-in.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yo, dog, we in the playoffs, bro. We need you. We just need one piece.
Hey, but you know who you're going to have to deal with on the other side of that phone call? You're going to deal with Daryl Morey. He ain't going to. You saw what he did for Ben Simmons. He thought Ben Simmons was a superstar.
And he damn sure gonna. But again, I would listen. I'm telling y'all, I would cast it all in. Do Clint, JC, JJ, and maybe a first or second round pick.
I'll be willing to give up multiple
You know what I'm
first.
saying?
I give up multiple first. I give up JC, Clint. I love JJ, but I'll give up JJ. I'll trade you 2 or 3 first round picks. Like Embiid is not old. He's not like that Asian player coming out of his career either.
All I'm saying is, what if he hasn't gotten injured since?
If he
That's what I'm looking like.
Yeah, you know, he 28. So it's like
Because how old is Clint? Clinton's 28 too, right?
Yep, but that's night and day right there. That's night and day right there. Trae, Murray, Embiid.
And Embiid, that's a three. That's a big three. That's a big three.
You can keep Dre Hunter in that.
Ooh, and AJ.
Please,
well, I don't care what you say.
Hey, you may not mind.
Like
you may not mind moving on from Dre Hunter if AJ's looking ready to start. But I would push the
actually, you know what I would do? You know what I would do? If JJ has a better season than Dre Hunter statistically, meaning like not point wise, because we know he ain't gonna probably have more points than him because he don't start. Other statistics in that, I would trade JC, Dre Hunter, and Collins for Embiid. I mean, and Clint for Embiid. And just think about it. That means you will have. Trae, DeJounte, AJ, JJ, and Embiid, dog.
You speaking music to my ears. You speaking music to my ears.
That's why I said we got the assets to move it. That's why I keep saying we have the assets, bro. And then if we could find Onyeka, he could, bro. Look at this. Look at what he could learn from the 5. If you want him to truly be a 5, look what he can learn.
Hey, DeMond would never say nothing bad about Travis no more if he traded for Embiid. He traded for Embiid.
Oh man, bro, what? If he could make that move and get Embiid here, that would be it, bro. But see, I think Travis need to see us go to the Eastern Conference Finals one more time, and he gonna brag on all this shit.
What got that team?
At that point, the organization gonna.
Huh?
Yeah, what if you got that team and what?
I'm joking now, but what if you got that team and Nate was still the coach and they were still losing the first, second round?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That type of team, it couldn't be Nate. That's the sad part about it. It would have to be just a superstar coach. Even if they had to say Steve Nash would have to run it again, it has to be somebody of that caliber. You know what I'm saying? That you could just say, oh yeah, he's our coach, not Nick McMillian. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to be somebody you could say his name and they'll be like, oh yeah, just him coaching them too. Oh yeah, they gonna win. That's why it looked stupid when Brooklyn lost because they had the big three that they supposed to have, and you know what I'm saying, Steve Nash as their coach.
Yeah.
That's what make it really sound stupid now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, you gotta have a superstar coach.
Yep.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Just to peel it off. This is the last one, for real. Who would be your ideal coach for the Hawks, man? Because we talk about this Nate McMillan shit all the time. Woo woo woo. If you could have a coach, now I can't say one that I'll put it this way. One that hasn't won a ring yet, but could come to this organization and win a ring. Who would it be? Because that's what it's gonna take. Like a coach that's already on the organization that's winning, they ain't gonna come.
Now, are we talking minus Ime? Because I think Ime with Embiid and Trae and man, please.
Let's put it this way: if the Celtics are willing to give him up, I already done said it's not just us. It's gonna be a bunch of teams on the phone with him. But like other than Ime, yes, other than Ime, because he's my number one pick too.
Okay. There's a lot of variety of options. My guy that I would hire would be I'm debating between two people right now. My guy would
You can name three. You can name three.
Okay. So my first guy that I would consider would be Kenny Atkinson.
Yeah.
I think he brilliant. I love Quinn Snyder. I feel like that Utah roster was really jacked up. They didn't have no legit forward. They had no backup point guard. They had no defenders. It was just that other than Rudy Gobert.
And they still was slashing.
Yeah, they were winning. They had 55 win seasons and so and they were getting to the second
in the West, dog. So if you bring that type of to the East, that's 60 wins.
Yep. And plus you got way more talent. So him, and then my last guy would be, let's see. This is tough.
Let's go get old boy out of Detroit.
Who?
You know what I'm talking about?
Dwayne Casey?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Man, listen, bro. Look, bro. We gotta stop thinking about this man like he a loser. He played against LeBron. Yeah. And was the first in the East every time.
That's yes.
LeBron James. That's LeBron James. Plus, he went from coaching that high of a level of a team to rookie every year. Like,
okay, we can say the same thing about Terry Stotts. When Terry Stotts in Portland made it to the Western Conference Finals, they ran into Steph Curry. Them same years.
Yeah.
I like Mike D'Antoni too.
But yeah. You like that? Hell no. Hell no. Bro, defense will be out the fucking window. No. Hell no. Hell no. I fucking hate D'Antoni. Fuck no. Fuck no. You talk about Trae dribbling and shooting stupid shit now? That motherfucker would be James Harden 2.3. Like, no, hell no. No. He's only in the NBA right now because of James Harden. Hell no.
Yeah. Hey, if Denver's coach get let go, Coach Malone,
Oh, now. Ooh.
I like.
I ain't gonna lie to you. This who I ain't gonna now. Okay, these two white boys here. If they ever get let go, Nick Nurse
Yeah,
and them, man, listen, bro. Listen, Mike Malone, them two,
Nick Nurse, bro. That might.
bro. Listen. They would get the first phone calls from me. Udoka and them two. Oh my god. And then
And Nick Nurse
I
want
would
to
even
build a
say
coaching
Ty
staff.
Lue. I would even say Ty Lue, but we ain't got enough defensive motherfuckers. We don't have enough. Yeah,
he ain't leaving L.A.
no. Let alone we just don't have enough defensive people. Like if we had or superstars, like he can only coach superstars or defensive people. Like that's it. And you ain't. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
There ain't no in between.
I mean, yeah, but hey, I
But
listen.
those three, Udoka, Nurse, and Mike. Oh my God, Malone. Listen, bro.
Man, you talking about consecutive championships?
Man, dude. That's why I say Kawhi Leonard left too quick.
Yeah.
He was yeah. He wasn't thinking. But yeah, man, look, I ain't gonna hold you too much longer. Listen, thank you so much, man. You know I'm gonna be coming back on here.
Okay.
You're gonna definitely be timing it in. You know what I'm saying? Let's see my little brother doing his thing, bro. You're gonna be having these talks at the Hawks game 5 years from now, brother. Trust me.
Yeah.
With the stars, brother, you gonna.
Oh, he must have tapped out. I'm waiting to see if he come back on, but he tapped out. But listen, it's been fun. For the first time this early, I know you all say early. Yeah, it's pretty early for me, but I am a little tired. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Kai, even though listen, Kai, uh, Oz Films, who was just on with me, Matt G, Beasley, always on point. NN, even Parrot Van de Troll, and Nate popped in himself, and Joe Gomez, Era, and Tangu. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Nate, you're a liar. Thank you all so much, and y'all have a blessed one. Have a good one. Let me end this stream. There we go.